Welcome to PreciousMetalsInvesting.com. My name is Ted Sudol, and I have the pleasure of having as my guest today Paul Majenovic. Paul is the author of Precious Metals Investing for Dummies. He also has his own website, RavenCapitalist.com. Welcome, Paul.
Good to be back on your program, Ted. And I know it's nice that you mentioned the folks that I have Precious Metals Investing for Dummies, but the other book I have is Stock Investing for Dummies. And in some ways, this is really a major point we're coming right now. You always try to see early indicators of what's going on with the stock market. And I saw the latest headline that, there was a lot of headlines out there which I thought were red flags, in recent months. But I think the latest one that I saw I thought was a concern was that there was record level of insiders, like corporate VPs and other upper management that have been selling the shares of their stock. Now, usually when I see this, insiders are constantly buying and selling, But the thing is that I never worry about, it's always good to see like mass buying, which is a very positive thing. It's a very a Boolean thing to happen. That means that you might start seeing some good things coming down the pike. If I see some selling by some insiders, I don't think anything of it, because you don't know if they're selling it because they have to pay for a new home or college education or 100 other reasons, or their financial advisor told them to diversify more. Who knows? But whenever you see corporate insiders, as a group, having what are record selling going on right now, I think that's something to pause and take a look at and find out why. To me, massive selling is obviously not a good thing. I think it's something that we should take a look at and see how bad could it be. What's the potential?
You would assume that insiders have insider information.
Well, who knows better about the actual guts of a company within it than all the people who are looking over the statements, sales, profits, what's going on in the marketplace, what's faring well for human resources, the latest healthcare laws, what's a full impact. And I think that if you have record numbers of sellers of stock out there, I think it's time to, review your portfolio and say, well, what's up with this? I think in many cases, now, if that was the only thing by itself on a landscape, then I wouldn't give it that much weight. But because we've had record levels of margin debt, and we've had, more and more warnings where corporate earnings have been falling short. When you take it in the totality of it, I think this is a bona fide red flag to be concerned about.
Exactly. A lot of these, as you said, warning flags seem to be all adding up to an extra added degree of caution that investors need to show today.
Some of my favorite commentators out there, which I don't mention now, but a lot of them becoming much more bearish. And I know this is some of the data that they're looking at. Okay, so what do? It's time to have that conversation with whoever's helping you with your assets.
Well, thank you for being with us today at PreciousMetalsInvesting.com. My name is Ted Sudol. My guest has been Paul Majenovic. Make sure you take a look at his book, Stock Investing for Dummies.
All right, see you next time.
Thank you.